It was because I'm back with another motherfucking Baddies Midwest recap. I think right now they're in Detroit. Honestly, I don't really know what the Midwest is like. I thought Colorado was the Midwest, but apparently it's not. I didn't know it was like Chicago, Detroit. Like I didn't know that was the Midwest. I suck at geography. I just know like the seven continents and that we have like 20 countries. I don't know. Like I've been really dreading it because something is off with this season. Is it just me? But because I just feel like this season, like a lot is missing. I don't know why. I don't know if it's Natalie needs to be fighting, or if Gretchen needs to come back and everyone needs to gang up on her, or if Stunner Girl needs to like tell people to get active. I don't know who's really beefing with who. The beef behind everything it's just not giving. Episode 4 starts off with Jasmine versus Summer, and really nobody really won. Like I'm saying, these fights have not really been ooh, like, ooh, girl, that shit was good. Like, I don't know if they're like lacking in camera. It seems like the fights are very choppy, so it seems like they're trying to make it seem like one person won over the other. I'm not too sure, but that's what it's kind of giving. And on this fight was Jasmine versus Summer. It seems like no one really won. It seems like again they were playing patty cake, and it seems like most of these fights are all patty cake. It seems like they kind of trying. Then Yoshi and Summer fight, and I honestly forgot why they started beefing. I think because Summer cooked her in her pussy. Now I'm not gonna lie, if I was Yoshi, I would have been pissed too. But Yoshi flopped once again because they started fighting or whatever, and Summer dragged her. Actually, she kind of like twirled her around like motherfucking that bitch from what's it called, Matilda, when she grabbed her by her ponytails and started dragging her around. I think with that, Summer proved that she's not an actual weak duck. I think she does have hands, but I think all the girls she's fought before Yoshi were all definitely bigger than her, fatter than her. Like, they were all bigger than her, and Yoshi was right at her size. So she did prove that she does have hands, and she's not some weak ass bitch just talking out of her mouth. And I'm liking Summer because of that, because she's giving us a show. She's giving us, a plot. But it's kind of annoying. Like, it's not giving us an actual storyline. She's not fighting anyone over a hot pocket. She's literally just fighting people because she's calling people out left and right. And it's really not like, girl, throw some mustard on her. Go throw like some drinks or something. Like, why are y'all so boring? Like, why y'all gotta be so hood? After the fight, Jasmine goes up to I think Emma and Yoshi, and she's like, "Yo, like I look ugly. Like, do I look ugly? Like, I feel like I look ugly." And Yoshi's like, "Oh, I look ugly," and everyone was like, "Oh, like nobody actually was like, "No, girl, you look good. You look good." Because Jasmine do be looking pretty. Oh my god, Jasmine looks pretty. Yoshi, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. That girl, I thought she was also. I thought she was part of the LGBT community. Let me just tell you guys that. So then the next people that started fighting, like, keep in mind, this is like a WWE Royal Rumble as episode, because again you don't see any like why. You don't see the why in these fights. You see the fights, but you don't see the why behind it. Like, I wish they start fighting like over a drink or something, but it's just like one after one. And also because one looked at each other a different way, or because one smelled a girl's wig, or one because one like kicked her in her pussy, which I'm not gonna lie, that's probably the only reason why I would see why anyone would want to fight. Lex and Ivory start fighting again, or did it? Oh yeah, they did fight on the first episode, on the last episode. So they start fighting again, and they're both tussling, they're both patty caking or whatever, and Lex gets dropped. But I just personally don't think that she's really lost the fight, because you get dropped and that's it. Like, she didn't get dropped and then Ivory didn't continue beating her up. Like, I think she just got jobbed in the story, whatever. Like, I think it was mostly a tie. It was like nothing crazy. Like, I don't know, these fights are just so like petty. Like, they're so like tippy tappy. Like, they're not really like, oh, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just tripping. Maybe I'm like, because I just feel like when those past fights that we were watching in the past, like, people were actually like hugging each other and like throwing each other and like flipping each other. Like, we saw Diamond get flipped by Big Keva, that was kind of iconic. Like shit like that, you know. The only thing that you really see is with that girl Yoshi, but let's be honest, like anybody can just pick up Yoshi and just throw her. These fights are just one after another. I don't understand who the fuck is fighting at this point. And JELA and Ivory started fighting, and girl, the first couple of hits, you can tell JELA was like, damn, girl, because she right away wanted truce with Ivory, and which is kind of crazy because if we all know JELA is gonna want to smoke. She's gonna want to continue fighting rounds after round. She's not a big woman enough to say she's sorry or choose. So the fact that she's calling truce with Ivory, then hits must have really hurt. Dolly calls out Anna, and of course Anna's like, I'm not gonna fight you, I'm not gonna fight you. It's always weird how she's not willing to fight anybody who's a little bit bigger than her. Cause let's be honest, Bad Dolly would murk Anna. And I just hate how both Anna and Biggie were acting big and tough and superior and untouchable at the auditions. But now that the girls actually got picked, they're kind of like, what? Excuse me, we had a beef? Like, when? Huh? What? It's starting to piss me off. Like, girl, these new girls are about to replace these girls so bad. I just saw a picture with Big Legs, JELA, Emma, and someone else. I don't see Biggie. I don't see Anna. I don't see Taseki. So we might see the new faces of Mount Rushmore. Biggie also gets called out by Summer because Summer, I guess, got because I guess Biggie smelled her wig and it smelled kind of nasty. Biggie at that point is trying too hard. She's talking too much shit, trying to be funny, and there she goes again, trying to act clueless, trying to act like a mannequin from JCPenney. Wait, what's going on? Like, thinking it's whole mystery from Scooby-Doo. Girl, you know what the fuck you did, you know what the hell you was doing, and you know what the fuck you, that you're a grown-ass woman to be like, what, excuse me, who, what, how do we have beef? Like, girl, bye. Summer is easy to whoop, so I think that should have been your moment to whoop Summer's ass. Like, you should have done something, because at this point everyone has fought except for you, so you kind of need to get it together, sweetheart. I think Biggie thinks she's not talking shit because she's being funny and she's being hee, smell her wig, smell her wig. Like, at this point, I understand Biggie's going through some shit, but it's like, you're on a show where girls are gonna be thirsty to fight. You have to be ready for that. Like, Biggie was trying to embarrass Summer, and she didn't think that Summer was gonna get picked. So now that she's actually in her face, Biggie's like, damn, like, shit, I should have took that back. It's Lex versus Paula, which I was so glad that this fight happened, because I didn't think it was fair how Paula just started fighting Lex in the bus for no reason. Like, she literally just started punching her. Lex didn't even know what the hell was going on. So I'm glad that they had their actual rounds, and I'm glad that Lex actually won. I do feel like Lex actually won because, yeah, they were both like standing up and punching each other, but it seems like Paula, whatever. I'm not calling her Pretty Paula. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not calling her Pretty Paula. I don't think she's pretty. She looks like her grandma. So as they're fighting, it seems like Paula's kind of like tripping, kind of like not being able to handle it. And good for her. I'm telling you, I don't like Paula P, whatever her name is. I don't like her. I can sit here and say that I just don't like her. Like, as a fan, as a Baddies fan, I don't like Paula P. I'm not calling her. I think Diamond called her creepy because, you know, pretty creepy. So I'm gonna start calling her creepy too. To realize, where the fuck is the storyline? Where the fuck is the structure? Where the fuck is the editing out? You know, they could have edited out a couple of these fights already, because it's giving exhaustion at this point. We're fighting is Tinka and Paula, and the only reason they fight is because Tinka calls out Diamond because she looked at her weird the other day. Do you know how stupid you sound? Like, she sounds like, Paula sounds like those bitches from school at 7 in the morning who are just like passing by to go fucking get breakfast. And she's like, what are you looking at, bitch? Like, that she's like that kind of girl, the problematic girl that starts shit in the morning and like just wants to fight anybody and everybody. She's probably been in detention like so many times. She probably got suspended like so many times. Probably dropped out or something. I don't know. Paula, you are annoying. Like, something about this season, like, with the new girls, are just pissing me off. Like, sorry, y'all. Like, I'm just like, Paula, I'm just wanna pop her like a pimple. Ends up like, you know what, girl? Like, my girl has a busted ass lip. Like, you're not about to fight her. Like, she already got into a fight like last night with Rolly. Like, it's my turn. Like, let's fight. So then they started fighting and shit, which I'm glad. I'm really am liking their duo. I just listened to their song, Tinka and Diamonds, and I'm like, okay, like, I'm about to twerk to this song because that shit was popping. Okay, that shit was popping. But Diamond hits Paula from the back, and I'm like, yes, bitch, Ashley should. I'm sorry, maybe because I'm biased against Paula P, whatever, that I'm actually for this jumping. I'm usually not for the jumping, but this time specifically, I'm like, yes, girl, like, you get her, like, yes. Okay, this show's turning me a little bit too violent. I shouldn't be condoning all this, like, jumping and bleeding and pimple popping, like, popped it from the back. That's what I'm talking about. Like, yes, Diamond, please. Finally, you're giving us a show. Like, she's one of the few bitches on this show who's actually giving us a show, because it's one thing to square up to each other and start fighting. Okay, cool, that's the hood, whatever. But to hit someone from the back, to flip somebody over, Diamond and Summer, you guys are giving us a show. You guys are up there, okay, on the MVP. I don't know. Don't get me wrong, I love watching fights. I love watching, the drama, but I'm a sucker for a good sneak. I'm a sucker for a good, like, something. Give me something, not the same old patty cake punches and the hood, like, square ups. Like, girl, give me a little sneak, give me a little from the back or something. I don't know, throw a chair, throw a drink before you're about to fight. Something reality TV worth. From not some school bathroom, let's not get caught by the teacher ass fight. Like, that's not what the fuck I really be liking. This show started to turn into Now That's TV, and I don't even like Now That's TV. I haven't even subscribed. So then Teseki's like, Diamonds I her fighting other girls and doing all this because she knows not to mess with me no more. So she's doing it to the other girls. Taseki, no one cares anymore. That fight wasn't even cool. That fight was not worth me, like, ditching my friends to go watch this shit. Like, I was really excited last season to watch, Taseki and Diamond fight. But when I watched it, I was like, crickets. Like, oh, shut up. We don't care about you no more. Watching all these people fight, I see Tinka's ass, and that shit was ashy. Like, girl, go to put some lotion on or something, some cocoa butter, shea butter. I don't know, some. Because I was watching her ass, like, when she was fighting, and I saw, like, a little bit of gray under, like, one of her cheeks, and I saw a little bit of, like, I don't know. Like, I was like, girl, you get that turtle hunchback ass out of my face. Summer and Ivory have another round. And at this point, we already know, like, someone's gonna get her ass beat. Like, she starts fighting her, and she's, again, fighting with her head down. That's her biggest downfall. And one thing, again, with Summer, she swings so slow. Like, this girl does not, like, she needs to speed up. She needs to be faster. She needs to actually, like, get at these hoes, because her punches were very slow. And that's for her downfall. She got knocked out right away. And I don't like how she says, "Oh, I'm beating all these hoes up, girl. You're the one who's getting beat up." It's very embarrassing for Summer. Like, at this point, being wanting to get beat up on national TV just to get MVP is very embarrassing. Because at least Diamond is actually kind of like winning some of her fights, but Summer, girl, the only person you won was Yoshi, and that's not even a competition. Tired of these rounds. It's Emma versus Scotty. Now, I think this fight was very weird. Like, the approach was very weird. I do like Emma, I ain't gonna lie, but this was a little bit, like, reaching. Like, you want to fight her because she's boring? So doesn't that make you boring because you're fighting the boring bitch? Like, everyone's holding Emma back. And I'm like, bitch, what the fuck? Like, I know Scotty and Lemmy are doing crazy shit with each other and, what's it called, entanglements. There's no reason to hold Emma back and not Scotty. But either way, Scotty still got her ass beat. And I'm kind of glad that someone is giving Scotty a storyline, because she was probably gonna be in the background per year last season. The only person she fought was Gretchen, and even then, like, it was kind of like, okay, like, now that we got that in place, so what's next? I'm glad that someone really called Scotty out. But the reason it was kind of dumb, but, at least this gave Scotty a storyline, because I feel like she would not have a storyline had this not been done. Fights between Emma and Scotty were heavily edited. Only they were only holding Scotty back, so I don't think it's worth beefing with Scotty. especially with what's going on with her and Lemmy. Like, it's just not worth beefing with Scotty. So I wonder what Emma's future is like on this season. Lex and JELA get into an argument, and Lex is basically saying that she would only fight girls smaller than her, which I disagree. I do like Lex, but I do disagree because I feel like JELA would fight anybody and anyone. And that's not really a good thing, okay? I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm saying like JELA would literally just want to fight just anyone and everyone, and she's so desperate for a fight. She's so desperate for a moment that she would literally fight anybody and everybody. So I don't think that's necessarily true, but I do think it's true when Lex said that how she right away wanted to be cool with Ivory after their fight, especially when she always tries to egg more fights and always tries to pick at the person she's beefing with. So I do agree with Lex on that point. Weird how she kissed Iris ass so quick. Like, she really wanted to be her best friend after that. JELA is a try too hard, and yes, you can say that about her, but a bully. I don't think JELA's a bully, to be honest. I'm just gonna sit here and say that I don't think JELA's a bully. It seems like Lex is looking for a storyline. I think she kind of like, before she even thought she was gonna fight Ivory or the other girls, I think in her head she was like targeting JELA already, which is kind of like a fan like move. I guess I do like Lex, but it's giving fan. It's giving like I'm the biggest fan of Baddies, and now I wanna like be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's giving. Personally, don't think they should be bringing any beef from the last season or from the audition. That's just my personal opinion. Like, when she was like, "Oh well, I don't like how you're coming at Gretchen and Biggie last season." Girl, leave that for them. That shit was already in the past. Like, we all hated that season. Why are you trying to bring up that season again? This position, Big Lex should definitely try to like start something. Like, just be like, oh girl, like, you smell that, so let's fight or something. I don't know, but definitely not trying to bring up a fight or a beef that happened last season, especially when you're really there when it happened. And they're calling out Biggie because she didn't defend herself. Biggie's claiming that she's not in high school no more, which again, you're not in high school, but you're definitely on a show now that is revolved around fighting. So I think you need to stop acting like you're above shit, because Biggie, you really are in the same spot as the newbies, because you literally were put in the same house as the newbies, and you've been on this season on the show a pretty long time, probably about 4 or 5 seasons, and you're still the girl picked to be with the newbies. Oh girl, I would have been pissed, but then again, that's where Biggie deserves to be at. She does not deserve to be on the private jets or anything like that, because because she does not stand on business. Like, I don't know how many people have to tell her to stand on business, Always acts clueless. She's acting like when she got punched at the reunion by Keva, whatever, or Jo, I forgot who it was. And she was like, what's going on? What? Like, she's always acting clueless, and she needs to stop acting clueless and act on. And I just feel like she also needs to stop acting funny, because not everyone's noticing. The fans are noticing, her own friends are noticing, Anna, the newbies are noticing, like, everyone's noticing that Biggie is not staying on business, and it's giving scary, it's giving pussy, and she can say that she's not, but it's exactly that. Now, like, ET kicked her out. That should have been her last episode, because if she does not want to fight, she needs to, one, stop jumping into fights, two, stop talking shit on the internet or at the auditions, and three, stop hiding behind people. Like, just stop being on the show. Okay, so now we're on episode 5, and it starts off with them going to the club, the slow motions, the walking into the club, everything. I usually skip this part, I'm not gonna lie, because it's so boring. It's just everyone just singing, rapping, and I don't care about that, But the only thing I found interesting was when Summer was walking into the club and someone tried snatching her. And I'm like, this girl does not get a break. Like, they don't like her on Baddies. They don't like her in her hometown. Like, girl, like, when did she get a break? But I do definitely feel like the production needs to be more structured and more careful and more caring for the girls, because y'all remember how it happened on West? Like, bitches were getting shot up. This show needs more structure. After the club, when they got home, was probably the only scene so far that kind of gave a Bad Girls Club vibes, because the cameras were off, so it didn't seem like anybody was doing too much, and the beef felt natural. When everyone was arguing about Tinka's necklace or whatever, her chain. it seemed like genuine. It seemed like they were actually having an actual storyline, and that's what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, that's what they need to do. But it's just like it has to be like that one, what, 2 minute video of them beefing over that necklace for it to look kind of like genuine. People had their shoes off, everyone was chilling, like nobody was trying too hard. Like, that's what that's what we want to see. That's the kind of entertainment we want to see. Nobody want to see, lights, camera, action, makeup. Let's like have a little 2 second argument and fight. Like, that's not what the fuck we want to see. So then everyone's tripping because they're saying that Summer said that she was gonna snatch off Tinka's necklace or whatever. I don't know. I mean, obviously I wasn't there, but I personally don't think Summer said that. I think she probably did say like, oh, I'm gonna get a chain, like I'm gonna snatch someone's chain. I don't think she actually said I'm gonna snatch Tinka's chain specifically. Like, I don't think she said that. So I personally just feel like Natalie was being messy, per usual. Like, this ain't no motherfucking breaking news. Ain't no zombie apocalypse breaking news. Oh shit, COVID 2025, 2424. This, like, Natalie was being messy, let's be honest. I have been liking Tinka since last season, the end of that season. But that little moment when she had with Summer reminded me again why I didn't like her. Like, girl, why are you talking to this girl like she's some kid? Like, that was not cool. And the fact that, like, I feel like she thinks she's like above there, like on top of there. But like, just like Mariah, like she was on the show for about 2-3 seasons and then she got cut out right away. So like, Tinka, that's gonna happen to you. So humble yourself, still act like you're kind of a newbie because you kind of are. You weren't even MBB, whatever. So I kind of suggest you should stop because you weren't even the one who got the clout. It was Diamond. Backhands her and she's like, "Ah, bah, 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 bah," like talking to her like a child. Like, if I was Summer, I definitely would have like shut her out too because there's no reason to talk to me like a child. There's no reason why you should be talking to her like a child. Like, Summer is better than me because I would have gone out and be like, slap the shit out of her. Like, you're not gonna talk to me like a child. Like, especially when you're like, "Ah, bah, 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 bah," like, no, that would have pissed me off. It's the gestures, it's the motion, it's the sound that pissed me off. Slap was kind of funny because like that was me when I was like 6 years old and my mom was like telling me to be quiet. Emma do kind of run her mouth recklessly. Like, I'm not even talking about like actually talking shit. She just runs her mouth. Like, she'll be saying anything and anything. So maybe she did say it, but in her voice when she was like, no, that's not what I said. Like, you can tell like she was kind of being genuine, or I don't know, maybe she just didn't want to get her ass beat. But I don't know, a part of me feels bad for her because everyone is already against her and then this happened to her. She just got her weave done. Like, I felt a little bad for her, but if she did say it, then Tinka did have to stand on business, I ain't gonna lie. Okay, so then we have Emma versus Scotty round 2. And this was weird as fuck again because again it's set up. It's like, it's lights, camera, actions, makeup, like, you know what I'm saying? It's not giving natural. It's not giving like, oh, like they woke up and you know what, let's fight, This is more like a, like, woke up, did their makeup, got dressed, they agreed to film together. Like, it's giving like Love and Hip Hop. Again, Emma wanted to fight her again because Scotty ripped her wig. Like, you sound broke, Emma, I'm sorry, but like, why don't you use one of the checks that you got from Zeus and get yourself another one? Like, why are you tripping? Why are you tripping over the wig? You started the fight. And then she's saying that Scotty is doing too much by ripping her wig, like when she was the one who called her out. Even though Emma did win the fights. But I feel like Emma should have just been satisfied with that, with the 1-2 fights she got. But I mean, then again, she did have to whoop her ass. So she whooped her ass. And again, it's not worth beefing with Scotty at this point because Zeus, you can tell they heavily edited that fight between Emma and Scotty. Emma attacks her. You can tell Scotty chips on the floor, but Zeus makes it seem like they couldn't like get zoom in or whatever, so they cut it off, and you just see right away that Emma got thrown into the couch. I feel like Emma still won, but they tried to make it seem like Scotty won in a way, so that was just kind of rigged. And again, like I said, I don't think it's worth beefing with Scotty at this point because Lemmy is out here huffing and puffing down people's throats if he does not get the edit he wants. I'm not gonna lie, Emma is giving fan vibes. She literally said like, at home when I watched you, like, I didn't like you. Like, what? Like, these girls can't even like fake a reasoning. Like, y'all can't even be like, oh, you spilled a drink on me last night, like I want to fight you, or none. You know what I'm saying? They are literally saying, I'm at home watching you and I don't like the way you act on TV. Like, this season is really like, I thought the last season girls were being too much and trying too hard. But I think this season takes the cake on the new girls trying to. Emma, Scotty does not need to prove anything to you. She is the original. If anything, you gotta prove to her like you're a bad bitch, and not vice versa. So it's like, I don't know where Emma got all these like this emperor, this privilege to be like, you have to prove to me that you're a bad bitch. Like, no, girl. Like, Scotty has been on the show for 5 seasons. I think she knows what she's doing at this point. Even though I don't like Scotty, but I do give this one to Scotty. But Emma did win. Okay. Over to Biggie and Anna and Tessa keep talking, and Biggie's crying over her ex that just had passed away recently, and I definitely feel for her because I had someone who I really liked, in that way, like relationship way, that we weren't officially together, like we weren't like years together, but we were just starting to get to know each other, and unfortunately he did pass away, and that shit broke me. Like, I was heartbroken for like a good year and a half or more. But I was really like dead inside. I had no emotion. Like, I was like crying. I was just like not there. And I do feel Biggie, but I don't think she should have came back for this season. Like, I'm sorry, like, she needs time to mourn. She needs time to grieve, because being back on the show and everyone yelling at you because you're a weak ass bitch, that's not gonna help you, girl. And it's so sad how these girls are so desperate for a spot on Baddies that they are not willing to take a season or a couple of days or a couple of somethings to heal. Like, this is the same shit with Anna, same shit with Rolly, like where they had shit going on with their bodies, and they were so desperate to be back on Baddies that they were okay with having to deal with all this stuff while being injured. Same thing with Biggie. Like, that girl is probably mentally fucked up, and she just needs to not fucking be there. Like, we already don't like you, we already don't want you there, and you're there. Like, make it make sense. Creepy P, whatever, is like calling Diamond out, and she's like, so what's up? Why did you sneak me? And everyone's kind of like, girl, like, we're having a sentimental moment. Like, shut up. Like, at this point, Paula, just shut up. Just be quiet. Like, no one cares what you gotta say at this point. Like, you're not even funny. Like, you're not even entertaining. You keep losing all your fights. Stop. But don't you guys find it weird how they were like nonchalantly like setting up their fight? Like, yep, tomorrow and at 2 o'clock, and ready. What are you gonna dress? Oh, I'm having my hair tied up. Oh, so are you? Okay, so am I. Okay, like, they they set up an appointment for their fight, and it was the funniest shit ever. I'm glad they didn't fight in that moment, because like, I'm sure Biggie would have been like, bitch, what the fuck? How Paula would just call her out in the middle of this intervention or therapy session, I don't know what you want to call it. And Diamond was forever funny because she was like, oh no, don't try to fight me, don't try to fight me, like, like the little ending moment. That was kind of hilarious. But Paula, you're lost. She's in her own world. Like, she is just trying to find some. Skip to the next scene, and Akbar is out here like, so what's going on, y'all? Why is everyone fighting? Okay, when is Akbar gonna have her own storyline? I'm sick of her trying to be like the mom, like the housemaid of the house, like trying to like make sure everyone's okay. Like, girl, stop. Akbar brings in Big Lex, and I don't know why Big Lex is like literally like outside just waiting for them. That's how you know this shit's like all set up and everything, and it's not really natural. But I guess Akbar calls her out, and somehow she's in the next room, like waiting for her to be called in. Like, okay. And she comes in, and Lex and JELA are arguing or whatever, and then they start fighting. But girl, Rolly is right, because they start playing patty cake. They start playing motherfucking patty cake, and I don't know, because I just saw a live from JELA and Big Legs that JELA confessed to losing to Big Legs. So I wonder if they have another fight, because it seems like neither of them won. It seems like they were just kind of like, I do like how Big Legs is like, she like goes down and hits, like she like ducks, like she's doing really good. I didn't expect Big Legs to be like a winner, like to win these fights, but she's been really impressing me so far. From the newbies, I'm liking her so far. The next people who are fighting is Lex and Ivory, and y'all, Ivory is kind of getting dragged. I don't know, I've never watched Now That's TV, but these people hyped her up too much, because I remember on social media, like on Twitter, everyone was like, oh my god, like, big heavy hitter is gonna be on the show, like she's about to like murk everyone up and this and that. but she's literally letting someone else who is skinnier than her, who yeah is taller than her, whoop her ass. Like, and I'm like, okay, girl, like this is I did not expect. I thought she was gonna be like Teseki, kind of like, you know, strong, but that was the end of the episode. This season is a little off. I'm not gonna lie. This season is a little weird. Like nobody, like the only person who I find entertaining is Diamond and Big Legs and Summer. Everyone else, I'm kind of like y'all annoying as fuck. Like the newbies are putting over time, child, on trying to get a spot for the next season or trying to be relevant because like I've never ever heard of on my whole life of watching reality TV, I never heard anyone want to fight anyone because they was looking at them weird. Like that's some like desperate housewife type of shit. Repetitive. There's no structure. There's like no build up really. Like there's no like dramaticness. Like everything is becoming into like a hood bathroom fight from school. And I'm not really enjoying this season, y'all. I'm kind of dreading it, making it. That's why I'm making 2 episodes in one, because this season is like, it's like a little better than last season, but like still kind of like, okay, girl, like, when do you like kiss or something? I started watching Justin's Cabaret, Texas. I'm barely going to like the third episode. That's actually pretty interesting because I like how like Johnson's like voting them off, and like they have like a little elimination time, and like they're competing for the $5,000 or whatever, how much money it is. They probably won't even get it. It has more like, ooh, who's going home? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like questions, like has me asking questions. They're gonna fight next. Like, oh, yep, and she lost. Oh, yep, and she got a black eye. Like, it's not nothing like I haven't watched already before. Like, I don't know. Like I said, I really want these girls to like fight over a hot pocket or because someone spilled a drink on someone or because someone used someone else's pad or something. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like this season so far? Like, who are you guys? Who do you guys like? I like Big Legs. Let me. My favorite fight on this episode. I'm not gonna count the last episode. I'm gonna count this episode. I do say Emma versus Scotty because this is something new. It's something like, oh, like they're fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought that was pretty interesting that they fought. And also the fight between Ivory and Big Legs at the end was pretty funny because Ivory was just being swung around. Watch my YouTube, you guys. This is me talking my shit about baddies. Bye.